In this video, I talk about Christian unity and what to do as Christians when we disagree with each other. Hi everyone, my name is Justin and I want to welcome you to That Christian Vlogger, a place where you get to come and join me and experience faith in the first person. On this episode, we're talking all about the subject of Christian unity. If you've been following this channel for the last week or so, you know that I posted a video earlier that was a little controversial. It was all about the subject of gay Christianity and homophobia. Overall, I'd like to say that I'm really proud of this community of believers. Many of you were very Christ-like and graceful in your comments, your responses, and your questions to the video. However, if you do read through the comment section below, you'll know that there were a few who were, let's just say, not very tactful in the way that they shared their beliefs. The response to this video got me thinking a lot about the issue of unity and what to do when we have differences of beliefs. In John chapter 17, we get an insight into the very heart of Jesus. We get to know what matters most to him. Jesus is praying to the Father, and among many of the things that Jesus says, the issue of Christian unity stands out most to me. Jesus prays that we, his followers, might be one. Jesus says that through the unity that we as disciples display, others might actually get to know God. Now, many of us are aware of how important unity is. Many of us have heard over and over and over again the example of the early disciples in the book of Acts and how their unity was blessed with a massive outpouring of the Holy Spirit and the conversion of thousands of souls. But I have a few questions of unity. What exactly is unity, and what does biblical unity actually look like? See, many Christians seem to think that Jesus here is referring to doctrines and to standards, that we as Christians all need to believe the exact same things in order to be truly unified. But I have a question: does unity actually equal uniformity? If this is the case, I think that we as Christians are in a lot of trouble. You see, with the thousands of different churches and denominations and beliefs that are out there, if this is what unity is supposed to be like, then we are doomed. Some take this very strict version of unity way too far. See, I've met Christians that insist that any music that isn't from their hymn book is surely rejected by God because it's not the same music that they like, right? But what if I don't like the organ? Or what if I don't think that wearing jeans to church is appropriate? What if I don't like the color of the curtains in the church? Or what if I don't like the coffee that they serve? As silly as it sounds, differences like these divide churches all the time. Should the church have drums or not? Should they allow women to be pastors or not? Should we use the King James Version of the Bible or the New International Version? You see, here's the problem. If unity is this superficial, I don't think the Christian church has ever been unified under this definition. Consider Galatians chapter 2, where Paul and Peter have a really strong argument and a disagreement over whether or not Gentiles were required to be circumcised. Or you can also look at the story where Barnabas and Paul argue about whether or not to take John Mark on their missionary trip. You see, the Bible makes it really clear that not only did they not see eye to eye, but there was, and I quote, a sharp contention between them both. It's crazy to think that even the early disciples and apostles had disagreements and arguments about beliefs and preferences and how to apply them in real life. My point is this: disagreements have always and will always exist among Christians. So it seems obvious to me that Christian unity cannot be defined by all Christians believing the exact same thing. The truth is that we are never going to reach that point before the second coming of Christ. So again, what then is unity? What does Christian unity look like? I believe that the Bible directs us to a very powerful picture of unity. Jesus says in John chapter 13, verse 35, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples if you have love one towards another." You see, unity has so much more to do with our spirit and attitudes with others than it does with, agreeing on different minute ideologies. You see, unity occurs within a church when I can agree to disagree on a particular subject with a brother and sister and still love them for the child of God that they are. Unity occurs when I don't look down on people who simply believe differently than I do. Ephesians chapter 4 says that we ought to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which we've been called to, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love. Notice this: eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Did you catch that? Unity of the Spirit occurs when we are mindful of the way that we treat each other. Patience, humility, and love are the defining characteristics of unity, not beliefs or doctrines. Now, does this mean that doctrines and creeds don't matter? Well, of course not. The Bible makes it absolutely clear that we are to rightly divide the word of truth, constantly looking to God to understand His will for our lives more thoroughly. My point is this, that as we seek to discern the truth, that we should be careful not to trample over people as we arrive at the truth. Remember the process that God has taken you to arrive to today. Remember the years and years and years of growth, lessons, and patience that God has had towards you in your Christian walk. Try to extend the very same grace to others that God has given to you. For if, God isn't done with you, surely He's not done with them either. Continue to seek after truth, to understand the scriptures for yourself, and be rigorous in your study of the Bible and always weary of false teachings. But above all, put on then as God's chosen ones, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you're new here, you can visit thatchristianvlogger.com and check out some of our other videos. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Until next time, I'm That Christian Vlogger, and I want to encourage you to experience faith in the first person. God bless.